in in the Mile High City as the Broncos running back is eyeing to return to the team if the team makes it to the playoffs. Let's start with Nick on this. Nick, how do you think that the Bronco? How do you think that Willis McGahee can get back with the severe injury that he just had happened to him?
Well, I mean, if there's anything scarier than Uncle Sue's, tuna casserole on Thanksgiving dinner, it's got to be the injury to Willis McGahee because this is their big-time running back that was able to move the chains. I think the Broncos can overcome this. Their backup running back is Ronnie Hillman right now, and obviously he's not the answer in the backfield, but Denver is really in a lucky situation here because they've hit a stride with no Sean Marino, but also with their big-time receivers as well. Demarius Thomas is getting more catches than in weeks past because he's really gotten into a groove with Peyton Manning. He just got a touchdown last game against the San Diego Chargers. Also, Eric Decker has also been a key for Peyton Manning as well. Manning's, among that MVP talk, and as long as he's up to debate for that, that means this offense is clicking. They're top 5 in that category. The offensive line has really paid dividends as they've tied for the least amount of sacks. Overall, this team is doing tremendous, and as long as this running game is able to move the chains, I believe they'll be perfectly fine. But Willis McGahee will be their tough in between the tackles kind of thumper up inside that the Broncos will miss. Steven, it's a very tough situation here, but I believe the Broncos can overcome it and have McGahee back if the Broncos make the playoffs. That'll be a bonus.
Obviously, not having Willis McGahee will be a big issue for the Broncos if they try to make a long playoff run to possibly a Super Bowl ring. I think that the Broncos. I don't think the Broncos can rely all on Peyton Manning. I think that they'll need to use the running game. I think that if Willis McGahee is not able to play in the playoffs, I think that the Broncos go as at the most they go as far as the AFC title game. They will not make it to the Super Bowl without Willis McGahee. Robert, what do you think on this? Is Willis McGahee the key to the Broncos' success and possible run to the Super Bowl?
He is, but I mean, when you look at Peyton Manning is one of their best offensive players. But McGahee brings a lot to the table with being the running back. I really like how this guy has done well for this team. Unfortunately, tearing your MCL isn't always going to be fun. And I think putting them on the injured reserve list is probably the best idea for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
And also, I want to point this out too. The Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos last year were 9-7, with statistically the worst quarterback in the NFL all time. Tim Tebow had under 50% completions. He was terrible, pathetic in the first 58 minutes of the game. If Denver can go 9-7 with Tim Tebow under center and Kyle Orton to start the year, what can they do even without this running back with Peyton Manning under center? Right now they play tremendous. They're 7-3. I have them as a lock farther than the number 3. I have them locked as like a number 2 seed, even without Willis McGahee. So this team is very talented with a defense that's top 10 in the league as well. Top 10 offensively, defensively. As long as they pile up the wins like they already have, 7-3 right now, they'll be just fine for the playoffs.
Do you think that the Broncos will clinch the division? Just a quick question for both of you guys. There's a possibility that the Raiders can get back in it. I'm just joking, but maybe the Chargers can get into it if they start getting really hot and their defense starts to really help out.
Well, I mean, if the sky falls down, then yeah, San Diego will make it. Other than that, Denver's is a lock. I think this thing has been completely blown out the door since early in the year when they came back 24-0 to San Diego. This Denver team is hot. Obviously, this quarterback it's a quarterback-driven league, and Peyton Manning helps them really get past their offensive woes of last year. Robert, I think you can agree. Denver will post up 11 or 12 wins this year. They're an obvious lock for this division. That I can contend that all 3 of these teams might not even finish 500 this year. I think it's very likely that San Diego is completely out of it, and Denver is one of the best teams in the NFL.
So, guys, I got
you, Nick, on that one, as you know, Denver Broncos are going to win it, probably get 12 to 13 wins, as you said. This team is so unique ever since Peyton Manning has even joined the team. I heard a lot of players say that he makes a huge impact for the Denver Broncos.
my bad, Robert, about interrupting you in a way, but I have a question from my phone from Sam Rosen. His question is Doug Martin the Rookie of the Year? Guys, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I feel like he should be the Rookie of the Year. I mean, he's played as the best rookie in the entire NFL, but the issue is it's a quarterback-driven league, and it's favored towards these guys that have posted up more headlines than any other player in the entire NFL. Doug Martin already has 100 rushing yards or 1,000 rushing yards. He's on his way to rookie records, people, and he also has the third highest game total as far as rushing yards in the entire NFL all time. So he's posted the numbers, and he's also carried this team offensively, a top 5 unit that doesn't really have a good quarterback and only one good receiver. So for Tampa Bay, they have a running back in the making, and right now he's the best rookie running back, and he's in contention for the second best running back in the NFL behind AP. I believe that Tampa Bay might get snubbed with Doug Martin, but he should be. He won't. I guarantee that, but he should be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I don't think Doug Martin's Rookie of the Year. He's had a very good season, to be honest. He did great against the Raiders, even though they're not really a great team. I'm gonna still pick Andrew Luck. You see the stats that he has put up. A lot of people thought that RG3, who beat him out for the Heisman last year, is going to beat him out again in the Rookie of the Year award. I think that Luck wins it because of the success that he has brought to the Colts team. They are a playoff contending team. From NFL.com's playoff picture, the Colts are 5th seed. They're in the playoffs. They'll be playing the Broncos if the season ended today. Yeah, Nick, you're laughing about it. It's a rematch between the Peyton Manning and the Colts. It's unbelievable that Andrew Luck has had so much success. Peyton Manning in his rookie year was 3-13. Andrew Luck is 6-4. He's doubled the wins of Peyton Manning in his rookie season, and we still have another 6 games to go. So, an unbelievable season by Andrew Luck. He's Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. If the Colts don't make it to the playoffs, or if they do, Andrew Luck is in my books for Rookie of the Year. Robert, what do you think?
Well, I see the matchups here, and Andrew Luck will be Rookie of the Year, no doubt. He's leading his team to a winning season. He's more relied on. He has a higher QB rating than RG3. I know the statistics don't show against RG3 and Andrew Luck, as RG3 would win the statistics, as me and Rice were talking before the show. Andrew Luck will be Rookie of the Year, no doubt. And I'm looking at this, and the AFC wildcard round, Steelers and Patriots, I think I would have to give it to the Patriots for that one. I mean, they have the better offense, but once the Steelers get Ben Roethlisberger back, I think the Steelers could beat the Patriots.
I completely disagree with both of you guys on this. Let me just throw out some statistics for you right now. 7% higher completion percentage goes to Robert Griffin. Just throwing stats at you right now. Overall passer rating, Robert Griffin 94, Andrew Luck 79. Andrew Luck's got to rain down the interceptions. He has triple the amount of picks as Robert Griffin. Also, Griffin's racked up triple the rushing yards. Also has more rushing TDs as Andrew Luck. Overall, Robert Griffin for this rookie year, he will get the Rookie of the Year. Put it in the banks right now because Andrew Luck's playing great. The team's playing better, but Robert Griffin has really less to go with because Robert Griffin has had to deal with a lot of pathetic defense, and also one of the bottom 10 in that category. Indianapolis is not doing well defensively, but they're having better success in that side of the ball, and also their receivers are more reliable, especially down the stretch. Washington's had to deal with the dropsies. All of their receivers have been unable to catch the football And did you see that game against Philadelphia? 14 and 15, 204 TDs. Andrew Luck has not done that all year long. Robert Griffin is the rookie of the year, guys.
Okay. I totally disagree with that, but we're on time restraint, so let's get a
Wait, let me
start.
talk on this. Let me talk on this.
Robert,
You know
come
what?
on.
Statistics aren't going to show. See,
Oh
I
my.
need to talk about this. This is something I need to argue.
Okay, this is.
Andrew Luck is leading his team to
You
a
just said
winning
Andrew
record.
Luck. Okay, it's a
And
two to
no
one
one
decision,
even,
Robert.
I know you like the Colts. Well, I don't know if you even like them, but I know Andrew Luck is one of our favorites. He went to Stanford. We have seen this guy
Robert,
won games because of how good he is.
Robert. We both know that Andrew Luck has produced amazing stats, and the team that's possibly going to the playoffs, between Andrew Luck and RG3 is Andrew Luck because I think that when it goes down to if these guys are so even that it's going to be a tie, look at the team that's had so much more success. Then you got to give it to the Colts and Andrew Luck because he's led that team. Him and Reggie Wayne are the two offensive leaders of the Colts ball club. RG3 is just his one man show, and he doesn't have another person to really help him out in a way. There's no wide receiver really. Pierre Garcon has had an injury plagued season, and the other wide receivers, Santana Moss is past his prime. He is very old, and I think that he's probably going to retire very soon. And then the other wide receivers are really below average. The tight end, Fred Davis, is injured. He's out for the rest of the season. They're stuck with Chris Cooley now, who's also past his prime. So I gotta give it to the Colts. Their tight
How
end
are you
and
giving the Colts when you're saying that RG3 has less to work with? Statistically, he's playing better with receivers that flat out stink. And Andrew Luck is a go-to receiver for Reggie Wayne. He's posting up career numbers. Reggie Wayne is. While these receivers, who are you throwing to? Leonard Hankerson? I mean, excuse me. The last time I heard of him, I haven't heard of him before, frankly. So Robert Griffin has less to go with, and he's statistically playing by leaps and bounds better than Andrew Luck. Right now, for a rookie season, Robert Griffin might be contention for the best rookie year ever. Just last week, he posted the highest game total completion percentage with a 93%. So Andrew Luck, excuse me, but I mean, you're in the runner-up, and I don't think you're getting that title for the rookie of the year.
All right, look, Josh Morgan is also on that team for the Redskins. I think you have to give him credit. He's one of the go-to guys.
Versus Reggie Wayne. Who are you going with? I mean, let's just throw that out there.
I think Josh Morgan, though, is still your go-to guy on that team. He's not bad. He used to be a Niner. This guy was actually, well, I would have to say he was with the Niners in the bad times. But with the Redskins, I think he's progressed a little bit, but you're not going to compare him to Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne, a lot better. But I think when you look at it, Josh Morgan is kind of your go-to guy, kind of your average wide receiver.
all right, guys. Okay, all right, guys. So we'll bring up this discussion on another show, but we need to go straight to our next topic. Let's go to the playoff picture. Let's go straight at it. So the playoff system, a lot of you NFL fans probably know this. The wild card round, you have the third seed playing the sixth seed, and the fifth seed playing against the fourth seed from both conferences, and then you have the number 1 and 2 seeds having the first round bye. We're just going to concentrate on the wild card round and the divisional round. Which if the season ended today, the Falcons, Niners, it goes like this in the NFC. Falcons, Niners, Packers, Giants, Bears, Seahawks. In the AFC, it goes Texans, Ravens, Patriots, Broncos, Colts, Steelers. This is our own predictions. If the season ended today, the list I just gave you, it will be just exactly that. Let's start with Robert on this. Robert, give me your predictions for the NFC. Who's your 1 through 6, and who are making it to the playoffs?
Well, you look at the first round between the third and sixth seed. I have the Packers. The Packers are doing well, even though the Seahawks do have a good defense. They're one of the best ranked defenses in the NFL. I still give it off to the Packers. The Packers have a better offense, and they have a it's an okay, good defense, but when you look at the Seahawks